Rumors are that allegedly Phaedra is desperate to return to the Real Housewives of Atlanta franchise. Well, how desperate is she? I have some new information that may answer that question and more right after this. What's up, kinfolk? And welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, do me a favor and subscribe. And if you already are subscribed, do me a favor and get notified so you'll know whenever I upload new videos to the channel. Alright, kinfolk, come on into the house. We have a lot to talk about. And it centers around rumors that allegedly Phaedra is desperate to return to the Real Housewives of Atlanta franchise. How desperate is she? Well, I have some new information that may answer that question and more, and here it goes. Rumors are that Phaedra Parks is becoming desperate to rejoin the Real Housewives of Atlanta franchise. Sources believe this change of heart came when producers of Real Housewives of Dubai decided not to allegedly extend Phaedra an invitation to join their franchise. Allegedly, this sent Phaedra's team into a panic because she felt her performance with the ladies last season was solid and refreshing. One performance that would ensure her a spot with the cast. However, numbers proved different when her appearance episode premiered. They were some of the season's lowest rated. Also, fans were concerned that she was not a natural fit for the cast since she appeared to have no real organic relationships to anyone. So, it seemed Phaedra was back at square one, ended the source. One industry insider said, allegedly, Phaedra is about to attempt to reach out to someone very unexpectedly. Who is this person? Well, sources say, allegedly, Phaedra's team is preparing to reach out to Kandi's team to broker a sit-down meeting between the two. The source continues, Phaedra allegedly is determined to return to the franchise and has been for quite some time. She probably thought Dubai was going to outperform Real Housewives of Atlanta last season. However, that wasn't the case. Real Housewives of Atlanta nearly doubled Real Housewives of Dubai ratings, proving Phaedra wrong that the Real Housewives of Atlanta brand was a sinking ship. Now it appears Phaedra wants back aboard that same ship, ended the source. Industry insiders are also speculating that a sit-down between Phaedra and Kandi could work, only if Kandi's team is open to it. Allegedly, when it comes to Phaedra, Kandi takes a lot of direction and input from her team to determine how to handle her. Allegedly, they feel as if nothing good would come from befriending Phaedra again, and they might be right, said a source. This is a very slippery slope for Kandi. Forgiving Portia was one thing, but forgiving Phaedra is something totally different. The source continued, Portia did the work to get back on Kandi's good side. Phaedra has not, ended the source. So, if Phaedra is unwilling to do the work, is she even sorry for what she did to Kandi? Probably not, said another source. For now, it seems Phaedra's only options of rejoining the Real Housewives of Atlanta are indeed running low. Her Kandi drama may not even be needed next season. Rumors are that the current ladies are providing a lot of drama for viewers next season and that Phaedra's brand of drama is no longer the network's brand. Now, kinfolk, when I heard this rumor this week about Phaedra allegedly extending an olive branch to Kandi to, return back to the Real Housewives of Atlanta franchise, I honestly thought that if you are to believe this rumor, it wasn't so far-fetched. And it wasn't so far-fetched because of this. We all have been told, and we're speculating, that Phaedra was trying to make a play for the Real Housewives of Dubai, a franchise. A play that would reintroduce her back to us as fans and also bring her back into the Bravo universe. However, as my sources were saying, as a lot of other people were reporting, Phaedra's appearance on The Real Housewives of Dubai brought some of the season's lowest ratings of the entire episode slots. Also, it was also talked about how Phaedra really had no organic connection to any of the ladies on the show. Now, we always know how the producers allegedly introduce cast members or friends of the show to different housewives by saying, oh, we're good friends, or I've known her for so many amounts of years, when in actuality, sometimes they've probably only known each other for a couple of months. So the fact that Phaedra and her whole Dubai situation did not work out how she thought it was going to work out, I could totally see her trying to make a play back to the Real Housewives of Atlanta franchise. And I think I really understand why she would want to get back on the Real Housewives of Atlanta, especially after saying it was a sinking ship. One reason is that the current cast of ladies proved to Phaedra and to a lot of viewers and naysayers that the Real Housewives of Atlanta franchise is still number one. They still reign supreme. No matter what issues or problems are thrown at them, those ladies always rally around each other and rally together to provide us with a great season. So, with that being said, here's the other reason why I think Phaedra probably wants to come back. And it's this. I think Phaedra seeing Sheree finally get a hold of her brand and then get a hold of her image and continue to use it to skyrocket her as a celebrity. I think Phaedra has been inspired by that. And here's why. It took Sheree a long time to get She by Sheree up. Now, we can sit here and argue, is it successful? Is it our original designs? Does Sheree know what she's doing? However, what Sheree did do was get us talking about her more. Also, it got Sheree a first chair at the reunion, a first in Sheree's tenure on the Real Housewives of Atlanta show. And also, she was able to parlay that into a new relationship, a new reality relationship with Martell Hope. Now, whether that relationship is real or not, I'll let you guys decide. But however, I think Phaedra, seeing how Sheree of all people was able to rebrand herself, debatable if it was successful or not, has really put a fire under her to want to come back to the Real Housewives of Atlanta franchise. And if Phaedra didn't want to come back to the Real Housewives of Atlanta franchise, I don't really think she would have done the Ultimate Girls Trip. And so when she did the Ultimate Girls Trip, it really showed what my sources are saying was a really enthusiastic person who was trying to get back into the Bravo celebrity universe. And with her being a BravoCon, we saw Phaedra back in her element. So you couple all of that with the fact that allegedly producers are still thinking about bringing a new friend of the show onto the show next season, I can see why Phaedra would probably throw her hand in the hat to be one of those friends of the show, if not a peach holder. Now, we know why Phaedra has been banished from the Real Housewives of Atlanta franchise, and we know why she's no longer a peach holder and why her prospects in the past have not been so good at regaining that peach. And here's why. Phaedra and Kandi's relationship deteriorated in the most horrible way that you probably could a friendship. The manipulation, the lies, and the backstab by Phaedra to Kandi allegedly was just so severe, I think, for Kandi, and traumatizing that it is just hard for her to even be around Phaedra. And unlike Portia, like my sources are saying, that Portia did the work to get back on Kandi's good side. Phaedra has technically not. And also, it seems as if what Phaedra did as being a person who allegedly started that rumor cut deep more so than Portia being the one who was talking about the rumor or spreading the rumor. And so now we have a person in Kandi who's, star power and her credibility with the network and her power at the network has continued to expand. And everyone knows, or everyone feels at least, is that's the reason why Phaedra is no longer back on the show or has not been asked to formally rejoin the show because of Kandi. So this part of the rumor, if you want to believe it, and it's all speculation now, that Phaedra wants to broker a sit-down deal with Kandi in order to figure out where can they meet in the middle to make room for Phaedra back on the show. It's just not that hard to believe. Because if Phaedra really wants to come back, she doesn't have to convince producers. She doesn't have to convince the other ladies on the cast. And she doesn't have to convince Andy. What she has to do is convince Kandi. Now, would Kandi be open to sitting down with Phaedra? I just don't think she is right now. And especially what my sources are telling me that her team is just not that fond, allegedly, of Phaedra either. And that Kandi normally takes the advice of her team very seriously. Now, the last part of this room that I found very interesting that my sources are saying is this. They really believe that Phaedra can make a play back to the franchise through Andy. Now, I do believe that Andy can push for Phaedra to get back on the franchise. Will it work? I'm not sure. Andy did allude to the fact that we might be seeing Phaedra really soon back in the Bravo universe, and that he wants her back in the Bravo housewife universe. And what capacity? We're just not sure yet. But my sources tend to think that Phaedra, all her plays are running low, but I still think that outside of her play of apologizing authentically to Kandi, I think her second play would be probably try to go through Andy. But with Andy being under a lot of pressure lately from the network allegedly and from fans, I don't think Andy would want to risk making a move like that in Phaedra's favor in order to get her back on the franchise. I could be wrong, but I think there may be a lot to ask of Andy from his position right now as it stands. Will he do it? I wouldn't be surprised if he wouldn't, and I wouldn't be surprised if he hasn't already done it. But again, where he is right now with the fans and with viewers and allegedly with the network, I think that's too much of him sticking his neck out for a risky individual like Phaedra. But however, we will see. Now, Kinfolk, I want to know what you guys think in the comment section below. Do you think a sit down between Kandi and Phaedra could squash all their problems to where Kandi would want to bring Phaedra or allow Phaedra to come back on the franchise? Or do you think it is just a no-go and that Kandi shouldn't even talk or sit down with Phaedra at all and just let bygones be bygones and Phaedra stay away from the franchise? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Alright, Kinfolk, as always, if you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, and comment. And I'll see you guys over on the next one. Peace.